It's time for our monthly fashion news segment. I do these videos every month. I try and round up all the fashion news, all of the goings on that you need to know. Links to specific items will be below in the shopping prompt on the screen. Let's kick it off with fashion news. What happens every February/March? Fashion month, okay? And it has been fashion monthing, I will tell you that much. Right, so we have had New York, London and Milan Fashion Week. Milan Fashion Week is coming to a close. Paris Fashion Week will be starting very soon. I did just want to give some odd little highlights of each that I think are worth knowing. Kicking it off with New York Fashion Week, the Kalina Strada show saw many an animal prosthetic, and I don't know about you, but I was terrified. Models walking down looking like reptiles, and there were dog ears and tails and other such things. I think somebody was also sort of done up to look like a dolphin. Many questions, no answers. Then we moved on to London Fashion Week. London Fashion Week had a couple of interesting things to talk about. Number one being Daniel Lee's new creative directorship for Burberry. What is he bringing to Burberry? All of that. Now, just before the show, we saw a little bit of a Burberry rebrand on the Instagram. We saw the Burberry logo changed to a little bit of a serif font there, I see you. If you know about my beef with sans serif fonts, you know that this makes me very happy. We also saw the knight on the horse, proudly front and centre, and we also saw a lot of cobalt. I will be jumping a little bit more into this collection in a video next week where we will talk about what does new Burberry look like, but overall, I would say, from what I've been seeing, I've been trying to avoid looking at the collection in its entirety before I make that video, but from what I've heard, there's a lot of happy people. Can Daniel Lee do for Burberry what he did for Bottega? It looks like he might just be able to. Moncler Genius. So, this is the sort of collaboration arm of the very famous outerwear company, and they showed at London Fashion Week 9 new collaborations, right? I'm going to read them off for you. So, by the way, Moncler Genius was launched in 2018, right? So they've been doing this on a yearly basis since. So we've got Pharrell, Roc Nation, Saleh Bembry. Is that how you pronounce his name? Let me know, because I need to do better. Adidas Originals, Alicia Keys, Rick Owens, Palm Angels, Fragment Design, and Mercedes-Benz. Each of these had a sort of curated section in the pop-up, and a lot of these collaborations will be for sale, some will not be. For example, the Moncler Mercedes-Benz truck that was fully puffered out. I love a puffer. I love a puffer jacket, you know this. Do I love the puffer jacket enough to have a puffer vehicle? Probably not. I don't know many people that would, and they know this, hence it's not for sale. That is called Project Mondo G. G-Wagon, puffed out. Puff Daddy. The first drop of these collaborations will be Alicia Keys' collaboration, dropping on the 23rd of March. The others will follow. Moving into Milan Fashion Week, and a couple to talk about here. Number one, Diesel. Diesel's whole show was about safe sex positivity and took place surrounding a mountain of 20,000 condoms. Yes, you heard me right. I believe that they are also donating 30,000 following the show, and there will also be a collaboration with Durex coming in April. Then we saw our sort of, I want to say first look of Gucci, but not really. So Gucci's new creative director was announced recently. His first show will be shown in September. In the interim, this is Gucci's design team's collection that they've shown. And it was a little bit all over the place in terms of what's the vibe, what's the aesthetic, but one thing that we did see was a little bit of a hark back to Tom Ford's era of Gucci, specifically with the horse bit, little clutch, little shoulder bag, coming in a number of different variations. Once again, this ties very much into everybody's love for Y2K, the 2000s. Lots of vintage versions of these are bopping around, in case you want to jump on that. Phoebe Philo is finally returning. Is it Philo? Is it Philo? Is it Philo pastry? I don't know. Is it a Filofax? But as we know, people have been knocking on Phoebe's door to find out when she is dropping her own line. And in an Instagram post that's since been deleted, but I think that is only for the reason of sort of, you know, a little bit of elusiveness and mystery, not because it's not going to happen. But her first collection will be revealed and be available in September of this year, okay? So you're going to be able to see and shop. Registrations will open in July, so click around on that website, fiddle around that landing page, type in your email address if you want to be able to see it, because as we know, anything Phoebe touches turns to gold. Get in there. Chloe has also launched Chloe Vertical. This is an interesting step in terms of kind of sustainability within luxury fashion. Let me give you a bit more info about it. So, for Chloe's Spring-Summer 2023 collection, they unveiled Chloe Vertical. And this basically is a collection that all of the materials used are completely traceable from beginning to the purchaser. You'll be able to scan a QR code on the piece and see the kind of history of the piece, where everything came from and all of that. They're also partnering with Vestiaire Collective, such that if you want to sell the piece in the future, they will have a kind of dedicated part of the platform to do that. And you may not even necessarily need to wait for somebody to buy it. You just upload your pictures and a description, and there will sort of be an immediate price given by Vestiaire for that piece. So they are starting with this first Spring-Summer 2023 collection and hoping to expand it to their entire product offering by 2025. This is a really interesting move, and I hope it's a move that we see from lots of other brands, to be able to really kind of trace not only the materials but also where this bag has been. You know, it's kind of interesting. It's like, I don't know, in school, if there was sort of one teddy bear that you had and everybody sort of took him for a week in the holidays. Is that a thing? Do you remember this? And everybody would sort of document little Teddy's journey wherever he was, you know, on his little summer holidays. It's a bit like that, but with a luxury item. I think it's quite fascinating and a really cool step. It also guarantees authenticity in a world full of fakes. So, very interesting. Next bit of news, Balenciaga partners with the National Children's Alliance on a multi-year deal. So, as we know, Balenciaga plunged themselves into hot water following their recent ad campaign. And earlier this month, they announced a 3-year partnership with the National Children's Alliance. What does this mean? It focuses on 3 main pillars. Number 1, helping children heal from trauma through increased access to trauma-focused cognitive behavioural training. Number 2, providing education for Balenciaga about child protection and actions adults can take to promote safety and well-being of children. And the 3rd pillar, raise public awareness of child abuse and child protection. Another big thing that happened this month, Pharrell was announced as creative director of Louis Vuitton Men's. Once again, I think this week I'm going to put out a video talking about the reactions, what does this mean, what can we expect, why maybe this decision was made. It's a very interesting move. It has divided a lot of people. Some people are really excited about it. Some people think this is a huge shame because of his lack of you know, technical fashion training. Hermès wins their court case against the Meta Birkins. Okay, so I updated you in this last month's version of this that Hermès and Maison Rothschild were going to go to court over this. It was ruled in Hermès' favour. Maison Rothschild has been ordered to pay Hermès a total of $133,000 and was found guilty of trademark infringement, brand dilution and cyber squatting. I know. What a word. Didn't know that was a thing. Rothschild's legal team has said that they intend to appeal this, as it is a terrible day for artists and the First Amendment. Bit of sad news before we move on to our next segment. Paco Rabanne sadly died at age 88. Iconic, not only very well known for his extremely successful lines of luxury fragrances, but from his very statementy, very party, disco ball, pieces that really hinged on things like chainmail and sequins and all of that. They really were dresses for the main character. Moving into new and noteworthy. Okay, we've got some collabs this time and some launches. Number 1, Jimmy Choo and Sailor Moon. We heard some little chatterings of this time last year, but It has finally come out. It is available on jimmychoo.com and at certain Jimmy Choo stores. They have had a couple of pop-ups worldwide. But this is in honour of Sailor Moon's 30th anniversary. Oh my gosh, she's turning 30 this year too. Oh my gosh, twinning Sailor. Cute. Good for you. You're looking amazing. Anyway, so as part of this, obviously very shoe heavy, there is one bag as part of this collection. These sort of knee-high boots are so cute and adorable, and you can get the fully sequined ones that I think are £11,000, $15,000. Sequined, crystalled, okay, fully Swarovski crystalled. They do have another version of this, which is, it's all in a sort of sock boot vibe with a smattering of crystals. There is a black mesh version that sort of is a nod to her little sidekick, Luna the cat. My favourites are the knee-high boots. I think they're really cute. It has been announced, the next designer collaborator with H&M, and it is Mugler. So, this is coming in spring 2023, all right? So we don't have much time. What do I think of this? I think it's a collaboration that makes sense. I can see it happening. I've been a little bit disappointed, shall we say, in Mugler recently. You know, for the first kind of couple of collections, I've been loving it. I've been loving the vibe, and I feel like with this last one that showed, it's just like more of the same, and I want something a little bit different. I feel like this collaboration could either be really good or really awful, and oh, I feel like if they keep banging on with the spiral, we're done for. But let's see, all right? I'm sure by the next time I do one of these, we might have some images and we can discuss further. Luar, the hot buzzing New York brand, has done their second collaboration with Stella Artois. Yes, as we see more and more unexpected collaborations creeping up, this is one of them. And actually, what's quite interesting is that the VP of marketing at Stella Artois said, as Stella Artois continues to expand into fashion. Interesting move. Why? But generally the collection is kind of like full of neutrals and these kind of this very neutral print. It is currently online. It's called Stelloir, which I actually think is quite good. That's quite a good like little name that they've banded together for there. Then speaking of second drops, Miu Miu and New Balance. Last year they released their first drop and seemingly it was successful. They're back for round 2. Really same style, which is the 574 New Balance or 574 New Balance. I don't know. Done in a Napa leather that looks like it's been left out in the sun for a few years, or frayed denim version as well. So there's those. They start at £700, $950. Do it with me. Moving into hot new items. Okay, the first one, I'm annoying because I'm telling you this late, but personal shoppers and other such magicians may be able to find you this bag. Louis Vuitton launched their Valentine's Day collection, and there was one piece in particular that was a fan favourite everybody's been loving, and that is the Nano Speedy in the Patent Mochi Pink, complete with zipper charm, or the zipper, it's the charm on the zipper is this little bubbly little heart that's got an LV on it. It's adorable, it really is. Very cute and adorable, and if I see anybody out with it, one eye open when you sleep, okay? Because I'm swooping in. It's great. It's very adorable. I also love the fact that it's patent. I'm very much into patent at the moment. I'm very much into juicy vibes, and she's giving the juice. We've got 2 more recent bag launches that I feel the need to tell you about. Number 1 is the Bottega Veneta Andiamo bag. This is coming in 2 or 3 sizes. Very neutrals to begin with. It is essentially like a little shopper tote. Well, depending on what the size is, it's either little or not. Intrecciato weave, and the strap kind of goes through both halves of the bag, right? So you can shimmy it all the way up and crossbody her, or you can double it up and she's a shoulder bag. It's an easy one. Is it the most exciting Bottega bag we've seen? No. But is it practical? Is it classic? Is it going to work for a lot of people? I think yes. Then we have the Loewe Paseo bag. We saw this on the Spring/Summer 2023 runway for them. It has come, I don't know how I feel about it. I haven't really seen it in person. It's an East-West style. We know that the East-Wests are really having a time, a little moment. The Dior Joy, the Pochette Matisse east-west or long or whatever it's been called. These things are happening. But it's sort of, you know what it reminds me of? It actually reminds me of the Givenchy Kenny bag, but long. They styled it with a lot of kind of flowery charms on the runway. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know if it's like a style that really... I'm kind of intrigued by it because I'm like, you're kind of odd in a nice way, I think. But it's not really something I would buy. Either way. There you go. Hope you enjoyed this one. I'm going to leave a link to another video over here in case you haven't already seen it. Have an amazing morning, afternoon or evening wherever you are. And in the words of my father...
If you've enjoyed it,